Hello, everyone. I have missed you so much. Hope you liked my new video. It's pretty exciting. Welcome to the Infinity Shift Show. I am Infinity Dawn, and I am divorce and breakup recovery expert. And we talk about all kinds of stuff around here. We talk about divorce and getting better, and we talk about getting married again. We talk about dating. We talk about body image. And we also talk about, this will be the first time, but I'm really excited about it. We're going to talk about sex. So it's such a funny thing that we as adults, this is such a huge part of our lives. But how many of us really, really feel free to talk about it and feel free to admit we don't know what the heck we're doing sometimes? I have a special guest today, and this is going to be good. I'm bringing on Virginie Aimard. You'll have to tell me if I'm saying that right when I bring you up. But she describes herself as a hedonistic adventurer, a lover of life, and an orgasmic love coach. So please join me in welcoming Virginie.
Yay!
Hello, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here. How do you say your last name?
Aimard.
Aimard.
Yeah, this is the least international name you can imagine, I guess. I have to find another. I feel like I have to find a nice Italian and kind of sounding name. So I will think about it.
That is a really hard one to say. I took 7 years of French and still can't speak it. But I remember one of the tips for learning to pronounce the R sound was to this is for a sex episode. This is going to be the worst. Okay, how many memes are going to be made out of this one? But to put 2 fingers in your mouth and say the word R, I think. No, this doesn't even work. What is it? There's a trick. Anyway, this is unrehearsed. It's unrehearsed. Okay. We'll take this out later. Just kidding. No, that's good stuff. So anyway, welcome to the show. And I know that I was curious about this, so I'm sure my listeners or my viewers are going to be curious about this too. What in the world is an orgasmic love coach?
Yeah,
a life coach.
It's totally true that it can be very strange, and one think, well, what does she do exactly? Is she bringing people to orgasm or what?
Right? Yeah,
Can be.
Exactly. My producer said, "What does she teach people how to do? Like OnlyFans pages?" No.
So yeah, it's actually orgasmic for me is a word that I use to describe everything that is a feast to your senses. So everything can be potentially a pleasure feeling moment. It doesn't have to do only with sexuality. It can be also naturally, but it's really about the pleasure that you're inviting in your life. And are you open to have the pleasure of wearing like a nice outfit that is really pleasurable for your body to wear, that it makes you happy to see on you, to feel on you, something delicious that you eat, or something that or a touch that you can experience. So it can be so many different things, but it's actually our birthright, and it's actually something that is so innate to us with bodies. We are born with bodies, and bodies are meant to have pleasure. So basically, orgasmic living coach is to reconnect you to this birthright of yours, to experience and live pleasure in your everyday life.
All of the things you described, it made me think so yes, you're right. As humans, we have all of these, the potential to experience life as this delicious, incredible experience. And so much of that has probably turned off with, with social media, staring at our phone. Like, we're so disconnected, not just from each other, but from ourselves too. I
Yeah.
bet that's, that's unique to our century. Uh,
Yes.
yeah. So,
And we are also living, and you're totally right in everything you said. And we are living such in a world of that is dominated by rationality and by thinking about our minds, and um, which we yes. So so really this reconnection to your body, to really
Mhm.
your body, and
Right.
to your body sensations, and to what's happening with you. And this is yeah, so sometimes that we are so busy running our lives,
Mhm.
and we want to be on top of things. We are running, we have family
Right.
sometimes we take care of, and like a job we take care of, and things we have to take care of, and we have to think our way through. And so this what's happening with me in my body? Where is my body in all of this?
Mhm. That's
Mm,
that's a good point. So we become disconnected from our own bodies because it feels like it should be automatic. Like, you know, it
yeah,
feels like we should just automatically know what to do or what to notice or how to feel, and we get
yeah,
out of practice when we
yeah,
are focused on other things.
yeah,
Okay, well, I wanted to ask you before we get so my audience is, obviously they're like me. They're divorced. They're in the mid stage of their life, and you have a really interesting, unique divorce situation that I wanted to that I would love for you to talk about. Can you talk about your living situation a little bit? Like, tell
yeah,
that
sure.
story.
So I am divorced too. So welcome to this episode.
Congratulations.
Actually, I have to say to people, yeah, no, it feels like sometimes it's a tragedy, and sometimes
Yeah.
and we go through periods which are very hard, and I've been
Yes.
through this very hard time in my life, and it lasted a while,
All right. How
but
long have
it's
you been?
also. Hmm?
How long have you been divorced?
So we are in 2021. So 5 years now.
Oh,
5
wow.
years. Yes.
We're
And
2022 now. We're moving
okay,
on up.
it's going to be 6 then.
Okay.
In May, yes. So 6 years. And so after this very hardcore period, let's say,
Mhm.
now we have a son together. Is going to be 12 now this week,
Mhm.
and we share custody.
Mhm.
And so with this, we decided from the beginning onwards, and we went into a mediation divorce. So mediated divorce, we agreed on things, and we didn't go fighting each other in court, but we
Awesome.
agreed on things in beforehand. And we had two lawyers who worked both together, and right. So we mediated this, but nevertheless was not easy for me, and it's thing not at all. So yeah, so now we have like custody, we share custody, and I decided to move in a very close vicinity of where my ex-husband lives, so we can share. So this shared custody with my son is easy, so he can go bicycle with his bicycle 5 minutes from his mother to his father, very easy.
That is so awesome.
So now we are best friends, and they're like, no, 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 no. I take it away. Take it away. Take it
Okay.
away. Take it back. Take it back. We're not best friends, but we are getting along very well. Like, we are functioning very good together. We're agreeing on things. We're discussing. We're communicating. We are putting things so that, because now we are not the couples, but we are the parents of this child. So
Right.
we're working it out together.
Do you find that the things that you originally liked about him have come more to the surface because you're not dealing with the stuff that you have to deal with? Or has the relationship just completely matured and changed
Completely
100%?
changed.
Wow,
Yes, I would
that's
say that.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
because
folks, there's hope. There's
there's
hope.
hope.
Yes.
Yeah. What changed basically is this whole difficult emotional weight
Yeah.
has lifted.
Right.
This is lifted, and now it's
Mhm.
replaced by something completely different. Yeah.
So I wanna ask, like, how did you get started doing this? Is it just that you've always been really good at sex? Or, is it something else?
I love this.
How did this happen?
Yeah, I love this question. Thank you. Yeah, it's thank you for asking, because people might ask themselves, well, how do you become so someone I have to say something else. I'm
Yeah.
also licensed erotic blueprint coach. So I've been through a training several years with a mentor called Jaya, and I've been certified in this method. So yeah, well, you might ask yourself, like, why somebody would do that?
Right.
So no, yes and no. No, I've always loved it, but loved sex and this. But I have to tell you the truth. Why I came to this work was that because this period where we separated with my ex-husband, we started with a very, very fusional relationship, and it was all wonderful. But then there was a time where
La, la, la,
we
la.
were
I like
kind
that.
of, yeah, everything was rosy and pink. And then it moved, yeah, so it became very difficult and difficult and difficult and difficult, and led to separation. But that means we didn't have sex anymore. It was like not
Mm.
there anymore, and I didn't want to have him around me. And we like kind of we were living together as like how do you say, somebody who lives
Roommate?
together? Yeah, roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we were roommates for a long time,
Mm,
even before the divorce.
that's hard.
And
It happens a lot too.
it happens a lot, and it's also a big component why it drifted apart, because we could not find this intimacy and this connection anymore between us. There was, and it builds such a resentment, and it came to, there was many things that could have happened differently. With all the things I know now, I would maybe have dealt it differently, but in any case, it led to even more drifting apart. And so the reason why I came to this work was not because I was so good in sex, it's because I didn't want to have sex anymore. And I was like, oh my God,
Mm,
what's happening with me? There must be something
wow.
wrong, because I'm not interested in this anymore. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter, maybe. But then there's a part of me that says it doesn't matter. But I'm like, I'm still young. Am I going to
Right.
live my life like this for the rest of no, my days? It's like,
Well, I feel like that's really common. I have clients that, they either feel like they have never connected to who they, to themselves in a sexual way, so they just consider themselves asexual, or, they just must
mhm,
not have those, those parts or something. They just aren't really interested.
yeah.
Or like you're expressing, they've gotten to the end of this relationship, and
Mhm.
and opening that trust again, opening the door, like they don't even want to think about having the next relationship. And sex
Yeah.
just, it loses importance because it's connected to having another relationship and opening that door again. So that can be really, really difficult. So I
It
think this is a
yeah.
great conversation for my folks. I'm really excited to get into this a little bit more.
Yeah,
Um,
so I want to
yeah, go
say
ahead.
also,
Mhm.
this is very important, because this took me a little while, but I realized that actually there is nothing wrong. So if you are in this situation where you're like, I don't know, I'm not interested in that anymore, or I'm not sure, or there's nothing broken in you.
Right.
There's nothing broken. And today we're going to talk about something that might also open up a door for you to realize what it is that can ignite you.
Yay.
Yes.
And I didn't say this at the beginning, but if you cannot stay the whole time, Virginie does have a gift. So just message me here. Do this. I'm going to stick this up here. If you cannot stay for this whole show, and you don't want to like watch the whole thing, just drop the word shift in the comments, and I'll reach out later, and I'll send you the information that she's going to give us at the end. So that's all.
Yay.
That's your public service announcement. Okay.
Thank you.
So I definitely want to get into the blueprint and all of that stuff. Before we start talking the mechanics of it, I would like to know, like, who needs this? Is this for men? Is it for women? Is it for people only in relationships? Like, what's your take?
It's for everybody. You don't have to have a partner to benefit from this. You can be single. You can be identifying as male, as female, or anything in between, and it's for everybody. Everybody who has a body. Like if you have
Great.
a body, you're in for this. So no, it's yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about the blueprints, and go ahead and educate us now, because this is the juicy stuff.
So we said it already in the title, so we that it's going to be that, and it's really like such a key element to understand what is. So let's say you might have been with a partner with whom if you've been married to somebody, that means that something has gone somehow that brought you together. So you had some intimacy, you had some great connection, or some kind of connection, at least with a partner. And it might have gone for a while, but then sometimes we kind of, so especially at the beginning, where we're very much happy and but when time goes, sometimes that's the moment where we go deeper into what is really true for me, what's working for me. So the blueprint is a body of work that helps you be connected to what is truly my turn on, what makes me excited. So when I first, as I said, when I was married and like the first years, I was like not at all thinking, oh, there's something I want to change there. Or so I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm having sex. I was having sex. Okay, we're like, there's nothing to talk about. There's like, okay, it's like, but if you come to this point where you hit a deep well, or somehow something is not working so well, that's the moment where you need to have the really true connection to what is it that is turning you on. What is it that ignites you? And the blueprint is a route to yourself, is a way to know what is it. So this blueprint work comes from stems from this couple that started to, and Jaya is one of them, and Ian, and it stems from that because initially they felt like they were incompatible. So it might not happen to you. It might be you had been with a partner with whom you felt like it was not that very incompatibility, or maybe you are with a partner now, or you're not with a partner now, or you were with a partner with whom you felt like it's off. Like it
Right.
works, but it's not really super clicking.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't feel the same as it did. Doesn't feel the same.
Like exactly. Like they get excited about something, and you're like, buff, it's not so much.
Right.
And you get excited about something, and they're like, oh no, not really. Right. But somehow you get along because you committed to this relationship and you wanted it to work. So you went.
People find themselves wondering if they make better friends. Maybe is there something wrong with us? Like this is so exciting for those situations that think that maybe there's something wrong with their relationship, or something wrong with them in particular.
Yeah. So I want to first start with this one thing, is busting this myth of incompatibility. So this one is like, you can, this one can be taken away from your space of thing, because there's no such thing as incompatibility. It's just
sexual incompatibility.
No. It's just like there are different languages. Like, love languages. Like some people have heard about these different love languages.
We talk about that.
But there's erotic languages. There's a way to speak yourself erotically, to have this expression of you erotically, and that's your voice. And so you might find a partner with whom it is from the beginning onwards, like super. This is the same language, and we get along, and we can sing together and do it, and it's beautiful, right?
Okay.
And sometimes it's like, oh, it's not, but like, let's make it work still. But like inside of you, you feel like, it doesn't feel like so great, but okay, let's go on. Yeah.
So is that kind of like when you feel like you've connected with somebody, like you have nothing in common, but man, the sex is so great.
Oh, yes.
Is it just because you happen to speak the same blueprint? Not that you are like they're your
Or you
soulmate.
have
And you
blueprints
have
that
to figure it
fit.
out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have blueprints that fit together
Mhm.
from the beginning onwards. But this thing with the blueprint is telling you also, and we are going to talk about them. What are they? But the thing with the blueprint is that they can be learned. They
Great.
can, once you start to be aware of other languages, even if it's not your own language initially, you will be able to more work something with your partner together. Or if you are single now and you're looking for a partner,
Mhm. Yep.
very useful to know this word beforehand, because then you can really go into a new relationship with this with you. It gives you a lot of
Right.
confidence. It gives you the confidence to know who you are and
Mhm.
what you ask for and what you'd like to have, and also to understand your partner even before you engage with them intimately.
Well, how do you learn what your partner wants? Is it if they're not familiar with the blueprints, how do you figure out what a new partner might be
You
interested in?
you spy on them. You look at so. I will explain to you. I need to. This is such a good question, and so if I explain to you now the 5 blueprints, and I will tell you
Good.
which signs to look for, so that
Okay.
you can have an idea of which blueprint is the person. And so the more you are familiar with these blueprints, and then you can determine the blueprint, you can speak the blueprint,
Mhm.
so you can play with these erotic languages.
I
So
love it.
you will know what your partner is, and you will know what to do to make the
Okay. And they'll
partner.
think you're like the most amazing lover in the world.
Yes.
But it's not just about sex either, right? It's about
No,
all
no.
over confidence like we've been
Yeah.
talking about.
Yes, exactly. It will give you more. It's not just about sex. This is so important. Also, that is so true, and also
Mhm.
because different definition what people
Right.
define as sex. Some people say like, but sex is a different, like, have so many different aspects to it, and so it's about your life, enjoying your life. So you can also feed the blueprint with things that will, and it doesn't have to be sex. It can be, I will explain to you. I need to tell you what the
Okay,
blueprints
let's
are
do it.
first. So, okay. So are you ready? The 5
I'm ready.
blueprints? Okay. So let's start, and it's in any order. It doesn't matter the order. It's not like a hierarchical order or something. So the first is the essential blueprint. The first I'm telling you. So essential, the person is essential.
Mhm.
They love touch that is very enveloping, like this. They
Mhm.
love everything that has to do with senses, sense of smell, sense of sight. So they like to have, so if you look behind, you see like outside the sofa with this
Uh-huh.
very, very soft cover
I wanna
and
touch it.
nice. Yeah, now I put like flowers. So you can see that there is a sensual touch there, because
Mhm.
sensual, they love that. They love to have their space in a way that is so ready for they need to have a nice space around them in order to engage in intimacy with somebody. So they need to have that it smells good, that it looks
Hmm.
good, that the nice covers are there, that it's soft for the skin. They love to wear nice fabrics that are like,
Okay.
so this is the sensual. The sensual loves this.
I'm definitely
And
relating with everything you're saying.
so I tell you how to spy somebody. So okay, I hope my glass is not. So if somebody is holding, so you are eating somebody on a dinner, and somebody is touching their glass, and then they're doing like this, and they are like this, and they are like or they're touching themselves like this, or they have, you would see with their clothes which clothes
Mhm.
they wear, like if they wear this nice fabrics, and you
Mhm.
can see that they smell good, or if you go into their car, you would say the car is like smells good, is like very nice and neat, and
No, wait a minute, you just lost me. I've got 4
okay,
kids.
not always. Mine is not like that too. Okay, but usually that's how they feel good. That's the
Mhm.
sensual. They're sensual at their best. They are like this. And the central, so each blueprint had superpower and shadows.
Okay.
So the superpower of the sensual is that they can be orgasmic all the time, because all the senses are potentially orgasmic experiences for the sensual.
Wow.
So they have a super orgasmic power, and but they have also shadows, and their shadow is sometimes that they get into their head, and they might be short-circuited. For example, if a sock is there on the bed and they want to engage in making love, and then the socks on the bed is disturbing the order. And it's really annoying, and it draws you off from the thing that you're experiencing.
I would imagine that maybe like sensations can distract, like if there's, if it's too cold in the room or things like that.
Cold in the room, or if the music is not very nice, like you were hearing music, and then there's like a wrong music or like an advertisement in the middle of the music because you're using Spotify, and that's not like, why is it making this sounds, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, like when a commercial comes on. No, I have to pay for the premium Spotify because the commercials are like, no, we cannot have that.
Like, no, I can't have that. So so that's essential.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, so many women are sensuals, but they are also sensual men, and sensual men, they have a little bit of a harder time because it's not as a typical alpha male behavior that is promoted on the media and so on. So I will tell more about that. Okay. So sensual. Let's go to the second. The second, I think, is energetic.
Sure.
Yeah. So energetic.
Okay.
Energetic. The energetic is the person. So we are talking about also the entry point, like what's getting you into this ignition of desire and so on. And that's the entry point. So energetic, they love anticipation and space. So don't be too close to my space. Don't go too hard on me. Yeah. Give me space. Give me space. And you will see people that if you go too fast, too close to them, they will go backwards. They will want to do that. Wow. Because you are invading my space in a way that I'm not yet ready for.
I know people like that.
Yeah. Very sensitive to energy. And so the energetic, in order to engage in erotic energy and erotic expression, they need to feel safe. And in order to feel safe, they need to feel that you're connecting to them with your presence. So look at them in the eyes and stay with them. They love to have this connection time with you first. They need to feel like, okay, we are entering a common space together and I can come to you, closer to you now.
Wow. Okay.
And so so many people are energetic. And so energetic is also superpower for energetic. Okay. They can have orgasm without being touched.
What?
Yes.
That's not fair.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Good for you. Good job, guys.
Yes. So they have many superpowers, but because they love the energetics, so that the movements of energy, they are very sensitive. The movement of energy can be erotic for them.
Wow.
Can be. Yeah. So people, there are many people who do different energy work and so on. So this is one thing, but it can be also, has an erotic power for the energetic.
Is time considered an energy? Do they need more time, or is it just about spatial energy?
No, it can be time, but it's more the space. Yeah. It's time in the way of anticipation. So what they love is anticipation. So they're thinking that their lover will be there, or they will come and they will meet, and what they will do, and to know it and build the tension in advance for their lover. And oh my God, this is going to happen. And this whole anticipation. So
all of the foreplay that happens all day long.
Yes. The knowing that the connection will happen. And that they prepare themselves for that. They the whole body is already building the erotic tension for this encounter.
Right. Yeah. And for anybody that's watching, if you are connecting with we've only talked about 2 of the 5 so far, but
Yeah.
if you're connecting, sort of with one and more with another, like I feel like, books are written, articles are written with advice for just, that person's experience. And so
Yeah.
many people agree with it that it seems true for everyone, but it's not
No,
necessarily true for everyone.
this is so good what you say, because this is the point that makes it difficult for people to connect to each other, is that they think that their language should be the other person's language.
Mhm.
So this is also one of their shadows of this energetic, because they tend to feel a little bit superior sometimes. They feel like, yeah, that the
Like,
way of doing
you don't have
things
to
is
touch
a
me
little
for me to have an
superior.
orgasm.
No,
Just
this
kidding.
this is what most energetic do not know, actually. So this is one of their hidden superpower, because they don't. So many people who are energetic do not know that they are energetic, and so they tend to feel like they are wrong, innately wrong,
Mm,
because they don't feel like they belong to this model, which
mhm.
I'm going to talk about, the sexual.
Okay.
So many, for many energetic, especially energetic men, because they will not have the same way of expressing themselves like the sexual men,
Right.
which is like a very common
Right. What you
blueprint.
think of as, yeah.
Yeah. So to recognize that I love space, that and the touch of the energetic is also a very is a very light touch.
Mm,
They like very, very light touch, or they
mhm.
like not touching.
Heat.
Yeah, like having this kind of touch around in the body, or like holding the body and not
Mhm.
moving. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, if you put your hands on a sensitive part of the body, on your genitals also, and not moving, cupping.
Hmm.
So this is for the energetic very exciting.
Interesting. All
Mhm.
right. And that's not something that's really
No,
talked
because
about a
most
whole
people
lot.
think it has to be like
Friction
action,
or
action,
yep,
action.
yep.
And it's not necessarily, for the energetic is not the action. Less is more. It's like, yeah.
I'm wondering how many, people are relating with this and how many don't want to like say in the comments.
No, I want
You
to
can if
say,
you want. You're in a
yeah.
safe place. Um,
Yeah,
you
because
said,
the more
yeah.
we are open to us and to ourselves, and to just realize, okay, this is how I am. This is how I roll, and this is because none of them is wrong. It's just like different language. So let me go on a
Go
little
for it.
quicker, maybe, because I see
Done with
that the time
energetic.
is very.
I
Uh,
know.
so
Oh wow.
yeah, it's so I have to hurry. So the third one, I don't remember what I put, but I
Yeah.
guess kinky.
Let's do kinky.
Yeah, so kinky.
Okay.
Okay, so kinky is the third one. Kinky is about taboo, breaking the taboos, going beyond the edge, and whatever the taboo is, because definition of taboo is for each of us different. Some for people, putting the light on while having sex is taboo. Some other, it would be very much something different,
Right.
and so that crosses really different areas. But
Yeah.
basically, when you think 50 Shades of Grey and BDSM and this kind of things, so sensation play, so spanking, flogging, this kind of
Mhm.
thing, and being attached with ropes, or this. So these are basically their typical kinky, and
Whatever
also
feels taboo to
everything
you
that
and
feels
that
taboo.
excites you. Okay, got it.
So it can
Well,
be
thank
that,
you.
but it can be also like I said, something else. But like also dominant So there's a
Mm,
sensation play and psychological play. Psychological play is the play with power dynamics, like being
okay, like
dominated and being the dominant. Yeah.
got it.
So this is very exciting for somebody who is wired kinky.
Hmm.
So if somebody's wired kinky, they love this, and they need this in order to feel this arousal and this desire
Mhm.
in them. So the thing with the kinky is that they are very creative and very fun, because
Yeah.
they are like role play
Yeah,
and they like
creative,
to
right, for
invent
sure.
many things. So they have many ideas. So but it's also not everybody, and it's becoming even more and more now open and everything. But for many, it's also linked with shame.
Yes.
So there's still a big of a shame stain on them, like, oh, am I wrong to desire this kind of thing? Am I wrong to desire to be flogged? Or like, it's not good. So they don't. Sometimes people might be kinky from their desire, from their own blueprint, but they don't know it because they have not yet experienced it.
I imagine culturally too, like so there's some cultural traditions or whatever
traditions, religions, and that makes it very difficult for people to access that because it's already being out of the screen. It's like, no, it's not, it's forbidden, it's not good, it's not okay. So big judgment on that, which makes it difficult for people who are truly wired kinky to be fully expressed and
really enjoy the experience
and fully enjoy the experience and also access their thing, because some people are kinky and they are not turned on by the sensual, what turns on the sensual. They are not turned on by the other. And so they feel like, oh, nothing interests me. I'm not into it. I don't like it. I don't like sex because nothing really turns me on. And
how
so,
would go ahead? I don't want to interrupt your flow, but how would someone in that situation figure out that maybe they're kinky?
So that's why we have like some other things that if you're ready to so I'm just exposing this to you, and then you can see if that resonates with you cognitively already. Is that something that really attracts you there? But what is really going to make you able to determine your blueprint, and that's why I'm going to offer this thing at the end of this, is a little gift for you. So you'll be able to determine your blueprint is through the body experience. Like, have your body, and through a kind of guidance, you can make like different exercises so that you can discover it with your body, because your body doesn't lie.
All right.
It would be the truth coming from your body. Okay. Very interesting. Yes.
Okay. So there is a way. There is a way.
There is a way to know. Yes, for sure. It's very interesting. And it's sometimes surprising. Yeah. So,
I'm sure. Is somebody that's not expecting?
No, it is. So I'm totally getting to mention also something that some people might look at if they want to learn a bit more about the way the blueprints are, is to look at the series on Netflix called Sex, Love and Goop.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah. She's so good. And she did this series about sex and with different couples to follow them, and they wanted to have a better connection. They had some issues, and each of these couples are being followed by different experts. And one of these couples is followed by Jaya and Ian, so with whom I've worked and been certified. And so they are showing how people discovering their blueprints, and very surprising.
Watching some of them like discover, oh my gosh, the couple that where they loved each other so much, and he was very sexual, and he just wasn't hitting the right buttons. They loved each other, and by the end, like, he had discovered how to awaken this like
in himself.
Goddess in her, yes, and he himself had a better experience once he understood his own blueprint, even though his mechanics are kind of simple. It is better. I love this. Highly recommend.
Yeah. So let's go. And so after we explore the kinky, we're exploring the sexual.
Oh, wait a second. We didn't do the shadows of the kinky.
The shadows.
What superpower was their shadow?
Yeah, the superpower is that they can really have, they are very inventive. They are creative. They have many ideas for role plays and things you can do. And they invent always adventure dates and things. They love the variety of situations you can invent. But the shadow is their shame, that they're sometimes like really have this difficulty to allow themselves to access that, because there is a big shame associated to that. And it's unconscious. So sometimes it's not even, they don't even know that they have the shame, because it's totally.
One more question about that. once you are, kind of used to, your kinks, is it, are you always chasing the next kink? Because then it's like, is that a shadow? Is that a possible
No.
shadow?
Not necessarily. It depends on the person, on the personality. But if you are looking for a true connection with somebody, I was just
Mhm.
listening to one of my fellow coaches who was telling her experience with her husband. There,
Mhm.
she is married, and they have this connection, and they decide to work together on this. And she loves to be dominant.
Mm.
And so they're exploring different scenarios. And then they've explored something, because there is always a possibility to go further and deeper. It's not
Mhm.
about the next kink or the next thing. It's about going deeper in feeding and knowing your blueprint, and looking how you can experience it either with yourself, because you can also do a lot of these things with yourself. It's
Mhm.
very funny, and because we don't think that it's something
Right.
you can do with you.
Mhm.
But I would also say for the people who are watching this podcast with you, that there's so much to learn by exploring it by yourself.
Yeah.
Then when you are ready to meet somebody,
Mhm.
whenever the time is right for you,
That's
you
very
will
true.
be so much richer and so much more confident, and you will you will be already in for a mega experience.
That's
Yeah.
great advice. I love that. Figure out this stuff before you enter the next relationship. And what
Yeah.
better time? You've got time in your hands.
Yes.
It will
So,
only enhance the next relationship if you understand your own sexuality better. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to ask a
Yeah.
question. Okay.
No, this is a perfect question. So let's go for the next is sexual.
Okay.
So sexual is the blueprint that is the most let's say spread out in the media and everywhere, and the films, in the porno, in the whatever you
Mhm.
see, like the sexual. Okay, porno is another story for another day, but yeah, everything there is usually not true. It's
So
yeah, it's a
fake.
supernatural world. Okay,
Mhm.
so most of them, some of them are they're done differently, but okay. Anyway, sexual is like the person with sexual loves being directly addressed by sexual content. So
Mhm.
they love naked bodies. They don't have to spend time with nice lingerie that it smells nice. It's like getting down to business. Let's get
Okay.
naked and play. That's the motto of the sexual. Like, don't care. Like, take away all the clothes and let's play. It's just
Mhm.
like, and so imagine the central who wants to be very nice and be very like
Rose
very nice.
petals and yeah.
Needs to take a bath and before and makes it everything, and the sexual comes in and is like, yeah, I want to
The
take you now.
massage for 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's yeah. So two different expression, really different expression. So sexual, he's really fed by this nakedness, body,
Mhm.
genitals. Touch my genitals. I want to touch your genitals. I want to directly go for it. And so so that's they love sex. The sexual, the superpower is that they are super simple, and they are not complicated, and they have the superpower to go from 0 to 6 to, how did you say, 160.
0 to
0.
160. Yeah.
I don't know what the number. Okay, so they are, so that like that. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Like, you enter the room, you open the room, they see you, up. I'm ready for
Wow.
you now.
Is
And they're
that
like,
more common in men than women?
it is also in women. There are women who are sexual also, but
Mhm.
it's so true that it's possibly more statistically more with men that are sexual,
Mhm.
or at least think they are sexual,
Think they are
because as I
sexual.
say,
Right.
exactly, they
That makes
are
sense.
identifying with this alpha thing that
Mhm.
as a male you have to be always on, and you have to have an erection, you have to be like around up and running, and that corresponds to that. So sexual, they love that. They are simple. They love direction. They love to be direct. They love also direct language, raw
Mhm.
and direct language.
So like
They
dirty
they are
talk?
excited by that. Yeah.
Like Is that what you mean? Like
Yeah,
dirty?
very
Dirty?
crude and directly
Okay.
language. Like, yeah. So this is sexual.
Okay.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
Mhm.
like knowing that you have like with the sexual and sexual are they are also having needs and the needs the sexual the okay, I want to tell you a big difference between sensual and sexual.
Yeah.
The sensual, they need to relax in order to
Mm.
engage in intimacy and sex. The sexual, they need sex in order to relax.
Oh,
For them, you will hear it, you will see it. They they're like
writing that down.
tired by the day or whatever happens. They need sex so that they can relax.
Wow. Okay.
So
All right.
they're thinking this way, like let's have sex. Sex is good. Sex, I need
Right.
sex. Next, give me sex.
And the
So
sensual's like, are you kidding?
and then central, like, first I take a bath and
Right.
massage and then do other things, and then I can be ready for engaging with you in sex. So that
Okay.
makes it very, yeah.
Uh,
It's not that it's incompatible. It's just like two different kind of
You
language.
just have to have respect for the other. One is
Have
not
respect
wrong.
for the other and
Yeah.
how they work. And so the
Mhm.
sexual, what is a little bit of their the shadow is that they tend to focus on their end goal.
Mm.
The end goal is the orgasm. They
Mhm.
need to know that orgasm happen.
Hmm.
If they don't, if there is like this is not the sexual man sometimes a difficulty when there is not something sure that orgasm will happen.
Huh.
It's very so
Interesting.
it might
So do they
create
not
some
even wanna
tension.
engage in anything if there's not
Like
definitely gonna be the prize at the end?
this is the shadow of the sexual, yeah. So if you are like in your sexual and you're like fed and you're like in good relationship with your partner and you have like this work on these different elements and you may that might not be always like that, but for the sexual his main shadow is that focusing on the end goal instead of the way to go
The
there.
journey?
The
The
journey.
journey. Okay. All right.
Exactly. So now that we've talked about all this four and you have like an idea of all of
Mhm.
this, there is a fifth one. And the fifth one is the shapeshifter. And shapeshifter is a bit special because the shapeshifter, they love it all.
Mhm.
They love everything.
Yeah.
Sensual, energetic,
Go
kinky,
shapeshifters.
sexual. They love it all. So shapeshifter typically will say things like, I can make love all day. Like they love sex and sex can be, like the whole day can pass and then you're like, oh my God, this is already night. How did it happen?
Wow. So
Like,
they just have, like, endless
yeah.
energy and creativity and
Yeah.
and what they enjoy. Is it about them or is it about the other person?
So the shapeshifter, as its name indicates, can shape shift to what the partner desires. So one of the shadow of the shapeshifter and their superpower at the same time is that they can so well perceive what their partner like that they can just adapt to them.
Mm.
So which is very cool for the partner because they always have something. But it's like for the shapeshifter, after a while, they get bored.
Mm.
So that's leads to their shadow is that they get bored easily. Because
Okay.
for them, shapeshifter, when you're like, it's a little bit more rare to have all of this. But for the shapeshifter, if they don't have all the variety, I can't never say
Variety.
variety.
Close
This is
enough.
an impossible word for me to say. If they don't have that, they feel like they're missing something. They're like, oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that
Interesting.
might be a little difficult for the partner. Sometimes I feel
Mhm.
like you're never satisfied. You never have enough. They will hear that from their partners. They will hear
Hmm.
you're never happy. You're never content. Why can't you just like no? Isn't enough for you?
Like in the sexual world or in general?
Yeah, it can be also totally. It can also be in other areas of their lives. Yeah, but
So
it's actually that also
Mhm.
can be very frustrated for the shapeshifter because they feel
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm really wrong because I can't be satisfied, although I love my partner, but it's not enough. I want more. I want the variety. I want this and this and this. I want to change.
We're shapeshifters.
I want to have all the touches together, like sexual touch and sensual touch and energetic touch. And I would like to have it all together and have like a firework of different touches and experiences and sensations. And yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
And shapeshifter have can you imagine the superpower shapeshifter? They are such a fun to be with because they are like liking it so much, different things. And
that's amazing. Now if you're alone though, if you're alone, if you are single, not alone, we're never alone. If you're single, how do you figure out if maybe that, if you are a shapeshifter? Maybe?
Yeah. So like I said, it's like we have some tricks
okay.
to work with your body and we can do it remotely, and it doesn't have to be it's PG. It's PG it's for nothing.
Okay. You're not touching anybody. That's extra.
No, no extra, nothing. So it's like easy thing you can do to test on your body what are the kind of touch. So you can actually do that now and try the different touches. We could do it now. Like if you do it, like if you start to do this on your arm, you take your arm and you're like, this is the central touch. This is going all around, and this is the sensual touch. Yeah. And how does it feel? Yeah. This is sensual. Okay. So this was the first one. Then how does your body feel? Yeah, Yeah. Like you just like check in with your body and how does it feel? Like, what's the sensation? I'm like, I like it. I'm like,
I like it too.
So the other is the energetic. So let's do the energetic without touching. So you go over a few centimeters above your arm, and then you just kind of move around and feel your arm, connect with your arm, and then see what's happening. Is there something? And this is a very simple test. So it's when we work together, it's a little bit, we go more in depth because there are different kind of touches, and some touch can work for you on certain part of the body and not on others. So it's a little bit more complex, but you can see. And the other touch is like this. This is like very light, energetic, like very, like almost not touching, but very light touching. This is the energetic touch. Okay. Yeah. You're less energetic. You're like more the sensual.
I'm kind of enjoying the feeling under my fingertips more than no. Yeah. But the other one I'm totally into.
So
it's interesting, but not pleasurable.
Yeah. So you see, and that depends on the part of the body and so on. So you need to have a little bit more time. But like, let's say the kinky, you would try the scratching. So if it's scratching, like sensation, or slapping, like seeing what's the word when I slap when that's happening. And sometimes like, wow, the tingling sensation in the skin when you're like, you feel like, ooh, it's like intense. Okay, so there's the kinky, and then the this one on the screen would be difficult, but the sexual touch would be to go directly for your breasts. Put your hands on your breasts, or put your hands on your genitals, and that's what the sexual touch would be like. Go directly for the thing.
We won't do that on this show.
Yeah, so you can do it in your own comfort of your room without us seeing that. So you can do what you want.
Report back. Just kidding.
You cannot see if I do it. No, I can do it. Okay, so sexual, and then what am I? Shapeshifter. That would be all of it. Like, everything. Did you like it all? Do you want it all? You want to scratch and touch and have these different elements all together? This would be the one. So this is a very, very small sample of what we can do, but there are much more things to say and do with the body, but you can already play a little bit. with
Okay.
kind of what does your body like? What does to which touch your body react the most? And try on different parts of your body. Maybe not only your arm, but
Mhm.
like try on a different element. Your
Like the
leg, the inner thigh is always very sensitive. The
Mhm.
inner thigh. Yeah,
Good one.
back. Yeah, this
Yummy
is
sound.
usually a very erogenous the
Mhm.
zone, the inner thigh, or the inner. Or I can't speak. Yeah, inner side of your knee,
Mhm.
the inside of your knee. Yeah,
Right.
this is a nice area also to look at. To like, and each of us we have different zones of your body. Maybe it's like your neck, or it's
Mhm.
like your maybe it's what do you call it? Your shoulders,
Shoulder.
or like try on different areas of your body.
Um, so this is really, really cool. And like you said, you can go deeper and I don't want to stop talking, but I also don't want to forget to do this later.
Yeah.
Um, so explain what you're offering people if they want to like figure this out for themselves.
Yes. So thank you for staying with us until now. If you're
Yeah,
still
thank
with
you.
us, I'm so very grateful. And I hope that you've learned something. And now I'm offering also you, if you want to go a little bit deeper and if you'd like to check with me and see if that's something that you would like to learn more of, then I offer you a 20 minutes complimentary call with me. You can just book it and we give you the link. And yeah, it's for free. And then you will see a little bit more in depth what is your erotic blueprint. So that would be an opportunity to check with
That is so
yourself.
so cool. And we'll have my producer drop that in the chat wherever you're watching. If for some reason that doesn't pop up, so watch your chat or the comments of this thing, and we'll post it in the other stuff too. Wait, hang on. Hang on. No, not that one. This one. But if for some reason you can't find that, just send me the word shift and I'll reach out and make sure you get that because
Yes.
this is a huge gift. Understanding who
Yeah.
you are, like we're
Yeah.
entering the second half of our lives and
Yeah.
the first 20 years or so we were children. So keep that in mind. We have only been adults for a
Yeah.
very short period and the time we have left if you are
Yeah.
in the same age bracket as me, we have
Mm.
a lot of time left. So let's figure out who we are and who we want to be in our next relationships. This is very
Yeah.
exciting. And Virginie, thank you so much for doing this for my people. Um,
Yes. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for inviting me, Infinity. It was a
you're
pleasure.
welcome. I could talk to you all day, but we got stuff to do. So thank you everyone for being here. Virginie, maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yes, please. Let's do that.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. That was enlightening. And I hope you found it as enlightening and entertaining as I did. Join us again. We will do this again. I can't wait to see you next time. And have a great week. Bye.